Hello, everyone.
What's going on, people? What's going on? Do your thing, my lady.
Not yet. I'm gonna give people a chance to.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the We're Gonna Have Words live broadcast. How y'all doing this Friday evening? Hope everybody's doing all right out there, staying safe, running from the Rona, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? This is our second time going live, but our first time where we're going to actually sit here for a while and hopefully some of our group members will jump in with us and
Yes,
um,
gotta get some time for
say
people to come
say
in.
hello. We have a couple of topics that we're going to talk about tonight. We're just going to spend some time with y'all. I hope that you spend some time with us. And we do appreciate anyone that jumps in and follows us. And for everyone that's in our Facebook group and then watches the podcast and downloads us when you're just driving around, things like that. We appreciate that. We're hoping that it's provoking some thought in your head and creates conversations between you and your spouse and your family and everyone else. So, sweetheart, there was a comment made about not being able to see me, and
Cause
that
your hat.
because my hat, and that also my
Hearing aids.
voice put people to sleep, right?
Well, here, let's put this
So,
little
you know, um, like I
for you.
said last week, it's the voice. Don't blame me. This is just how I sound. You know what I mean? But I'm going to do a better
Whatever.
job this time to make sure that I'm speaking a little louder so everyone can hear me.
We.
I don't like sitting on this side of you. I told you I was going to bring this up. I don't like sitting on this side of you. Just so everyone knows, I usually sit on the other side of her
When we record,
when we record, and so it feels weird to be sitting on this side of her tonight.
but there's
Uh,
not a camera,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
so
I don't like it. So next week we're gonna switch up.
no, we're not.
Yes, we're switching. Would you like to explain why you want to be on that
Because
side?
my hair is on this side. If I
Uh
look this
huh.
side like it was last time, it covers my face. So I'm trying to stay engaged.
So it's all about you being vain.
No, I said engaged,
Hmm.
not
Yeah,
vain.
that's not what it sounds like to me.
No,
Sounds like trying to be vain, but you are beautiful, so I give you that.
thank you.
Mm-hmm. You better take that compliment. What's wrong with you, fellas, and ladies? I'll talk to y'all real quick. If your man pays you a compliment, just say thank you. Don't think about when the last time it was he paid you a compliment. Just say, thank you, baby.
Really?
I appreciate that. That's it. So all you have to do is say thank you. What do I do when you pay me compliments?
Thank you, babe.
Exactly. What happened just now when I paid you a compliment? You made a face.
No, because it was attached to some other BS. You trying to switch
It was
seats?
not attached.
I'm saying
I
I'm
was
sitting
just
here
talking
for a
about.
reason, and I'm gonna need for
Mhm.
you to leave it that way.
We'll see what happens next
All
time. But
right, so let's go ahead and get into it. You are listening or watching. We're gonna have words where we discuss, debate, explore, and sometimes argue topics on life, love, relationships, and family. I'm your host, Mandy, along with my hub.
E-Dub, what up, everybody?
So, you
So,
want to dive in?
before we jump in, I just want to say the topics today that we're going to talk about was provided by a very good friend of mine that recently joined our Facebook group. So, I just want to give him a shout out. Nunu, if you're in here, this is, because you brought it up. And also, if you're not in here, hopefully, you get to watch it a little bit later and then you hear that I shouted you out. I've known Nunu for over 20 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. Definitely a long time. But the one of the topics that he wanted us to talk about was how to get your spouse's buy-in on things that concern family, like money matters and also sexual dealings. So let's talk about the first one about money matters, right? And so I want to talk about something a little negative, then get back to the positive. Um, the divorce rate is very high. And when you do the research and kind of try to find out why people get divorced a lot, money has a lot to do with it, right?
Yes.
Financial reasons. So I think it's important that you have to have those conversations about money matters, right? And so I'll take myself for instance. Um, there's been different times during our relationship where I was the main breadwinner,
Mm-hmm.
and so what came along with that was it was a different time, but what came along with that was I thought I got to make all the decisions about everything, whatever it was.
Uh-uh.
Maybe you had to say so. Maybe I listened to you, but it didn't really make
You
a
ultimately
difference.
thought that you handled
I
everything. That's
ultimately
what it
thought
was.
that I got because I made the money.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that you could say something, but I was going to make the ultimate decision, and that was going to be the end of that.
Yep.
And I didn't try to get your buy-in. I just pretty much said, "Hey, this is what we about to do," and that was
That's
the
the
end of
wrong
it.
thing.
That was the wrong thing. Definitely,
Yeah, that's the wrong thing to do.
definitely. So I think that it starts with conversation, right? Communication and comprehension. Oh, I just did something real smooth just now.
Oh, you rhymed.
I didn't rhyme, but I just said something real profound. At least in my own mind, I said
You
something
have to
profound.
repeat that.
Conversation, communication, and comprehension.
To the
Oh,
nation, the specialization
I
of the
be doing
proclamation
stuff and don't
of
even.
independence.
I be doing stuff smooth and don't be recognizing. I do stuff smooth just now. I'm gonna bring this up later on, just so you know. Why are you
I'm
looking at me
already
like
not
that?
liking it.
Why? I'm gonna bring that up later.
I'm already not liking it.
So, um, it's definitely important to include your spouse in all these conversations. And I think it doesn't matter who makes the most money, right? That you have to have the conversations because, and this is yes, she did just give me the side eye.
Yes.
Um, because so it took me a little while to get to the point where I looked at us as two, right? We're married,
Oh, you mean
but
separately?
right, I had to
Yeah.
look at us as being two. So to give you an example, simple math. If I make $80,000 a year and you make $80,000 a year, we make $160,000 a year.
Oh, you mean look at us as one, not two, because two
No, as
separate.
two decision makers. I mean, in the
Oh.
process, right?
Mm-hmm.
And two contributors to what's going on in the home,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not your 80 and my 80, and then we figure it out from there, right? Based off of just, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with mine. You're going to figure out what you're going to do with yours. And then we'll meet somewhere in the middle and go from there,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're 80, I'm 80, that's 160. And then we can sit down and have a conversation and take care of the responsibilities and things that we have to take care of. Now, of course, if you're working and making money, of course, you're going to want to be afforded the ability to do things that you enjoy. And that's fine, right? That's all good. But as long as that you're having those conversations about the things that need to be taken care of and prioritizing what has to happen in the home, because a lot of things takes a lot to make a home function.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so you have to have those conversations about those things and be, what's the word I'm looking for? Transparent.
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes the dynamic differs. So where you
Mm-hmm.
have one spouse that is pretty much like the one that just handles the bills, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the dynamic is not necessarily both doing the same thing, but one is kind of given that responsibility, and you just go forward with it. Um, but I think as money matters, maybe whenever it comes to like big things, big purchases, big ideas, those types of things. Like, how long did it take for you to be on board with the podcast after I've been saying
That's not
so
what we're
many,
talking
many,
about.
many, many, many,
That is
many, many
absolutely
times?
not what we're talking about.
No, but it's the same idea.
You see what you just did?
I'm saying I'm bringing
You do that a lot.
a real life situation where it's one partner wants to be like, hey, I think we should do this. This could be, a nice hobby to start that can transition into something else, or hey, get on board.
Let me say, by the way, whose idea was it to have a dream to be a homeowner? Because this is what I'm gonna tell you. I found out in this, in us
When?
owning. No, I'm gonna explain it to you. Right, that buying a house and having a house is not just buying a house and having a house. It's very, very expensive. Okay, to maintain a home. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because when we were going through the process of buying our house, I was very much the I'm going to take care of everything that needs to be taken care of because I'm going to make this happen. Right.
Okay.
And in the beginning, if you recall, I was I wasn't keeping anything from you, but I just wasn't telling you everything because I was trying to
Lying by
handle
omission. Lying by
no,
omission.
because
That's
I
what
was
that is.
trying to handle everything.
No, that's lying by
So
omission.
no, no, no.
You
I never lied
that's
to you.
lack of transparency.
I know that I'm trying to make a point. I never lied to you. Okay. I just wasn't telling you everything because I got
Secrecy.
into the mindset of
Secrets. Why weren't you?
um I got
Why
into the
weren't you telling me?
mindset of if something happens, I'm
Secrets.
just going to take care of it, right? I'm going this is our dream, but I'm as the man, right? I'm going to make sure this thing happens and no matter what, I'm not going to let anything get in our way to make these things happen. And I say that because I believe as men, that's an easy thing to do. It's a easy road to go down where we say, hey, I'm the man of this house, right? So when it comes to decision making and things like that, I'm just going to do whatever needs to be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then if I try to sell you a dream, right, about something that I want to do or something that I think is going to benefit us later on, you might still be harboring these ideas and thoughts of, oh, but in this past situation, you didn't tell me everything. So now
Mm.
you want me to trust you 100%. Or maybe you did something that went sideways, right? Maybe
Yeah.
you took a financial hit. So it makes the other spouse a little bit more difficult to say, I don't know if I can trust you on that because you didn't
Mm-hmm.
tell me everything before and things went sideways. How am I supposed to think now that stuff's not going to go sideways again? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it can also make um the other person feel like they have to, do the 101 question
Mm,
deal, you know. So, I mean, basically, I would say, you know, you got to talk about it, the
for sure.
communication, and for the one that not so for the one that is seeking support, talk about it, be fully transparent, and for the other person on the other side, it's to understand that there are points in time which your partner needs to be supported. So like I know sometimes that I can be like go like in business mode, for instance, and give you all the pros and cons and everything that can go wrong with the situation when really you just need to have me hear out what you're trying to basically what's the word whenever a business like a business deal. You're
Mm,
trying to pitch is what I was looking
right.
for. You're trying to pitch something to me and I just give you all the reasons why it's not going to work out and give you when what you need is like me to be your partner and to be like, babe, that's a great idea. Totally hear you out, or even because sometimes we don't know. So it's like, hey, do you need for me to be the business person or do you need for me to be the spouse right now?
Mm,
So,
that's true. Uh oh. You put the finger up. That
yes.
can't be good.
So, what about sexual dealings?
Hmm.
See, I'm going to lead on this one
Okay.
because y'all dudes, we want to do stuff
Like what?
that we may not want to do.
I have a good. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go first.
What I'm saying is that each person should respect that each person has agency over their own bodies. And just because she is your wife and he is your husband doesn't mean that you just get all free reign to do whatever with.
So, how do you get the buy-in? How
We
do
talk
you
about
you
it.
just use the word pitch, right? So if you were, for some strange reason, interested in trying to get me to buy into something that maybe I hadn't experienced before, what is the way you're going to approach it?
I think I would just ask.
Mm.
I would just,
Well,
I think I would just ask, but then I would have to respect if you decided that that wasn't your thing. That's the problem.
we've had conversations about what's allowed and what isn't allowed, but that doesn't mean that things might not change. You might start having thoughts and ideas about things that you want to experience, but you only want to experience it with your spouse, obviously. So take, for instance, my pitch about getting the exercise apparatus in the house.
The power cage?
No, I'm not talking about the power cage.
Oh.
Yes.
Ain't nobody doing that.
So, thank you, Nunu, for this, by the way. So, I had a wild idea based off of different things, right? So, I said, hey, babe.
You about to... Oh, okay.
No, I'm going to tell it.
It's reveal time.
I said, hey, babe, what do you think about getting a pole? Getting a portable pole.
Like a stripper pole, y'all. A stripper pole.
I mean, I was going to use the word dancer, but
this girl ain't never one been on no pole ever.
So
why am I going to be looking like 41 years
wait a
old
minute.
getting on a pole?
No, wait a minute. First of all, I have it's great exercise. I did my research. Okay. No, don't look at me like that. I did my research, right? And I found out that it's very good exercise.
Things that you could put in the house for a workout.
You know how strong you have to be to take your body weight and maneuver yourself.
I'm not trying to have those bruises on my legs. I watched when J-Lo did that Hustlers. She had all these bruises on her legs. I was like, yeah, no. Nah.
She practiced.
Yeah, no.
And I was reading a story about that, and she said she got in the best shape that she ever got in from doing that.
Yes, right? And somebody says the portable may fall down, and that would be my luck. That would be my luck.
I was in the military.
How you gonna explain that to my
Let me explain something.
So what had happened was I got her this pole.
No. So let me explain something to you. I was in the military, right?
Accident happened.
So
she died on the pole.
No, I was in the
pole fell.
I've been on ships in the high seas where we've had to secure, that's the word they use, secure desks and things like that to keep them from flying and going all over the place when you're in rough seas, which means I have the knowledge and the wherewithal to secure the pole so it doesn't fall down. This is what I'm saying to you. I know how to handle it so it would be secure.
No.
Okay. And only you and I would know about this. No one else would know. Right.
Well, now the world knows. Thanks.
Well, we didn't get it, so it doesn't matter. But I'm saying to you, right?
Oh, the service for Mandy is going to be at this funeral home.
Why do you think you start slow? You start slowly.
What happened? She was impaled by a stripper pole.
Right.
It ended up through her body.
You're being real extra. So I'm saying to you, right? We were just talking about, hey, we're not sure who joined. What up? What's going on, y'all?
Yeah. So pause for a second. So you have to give StreamYard permission to show your name on here if you want us, because all the comments that have come in thus far, we don't know who they're coming from, because you have to tell StreamYard that, yes, you can use my name.
Yes. So back to the poll.
Or you can go on YouTube and it'll show up there.
So back to the poll. So right now, I wanted to get the poll for visual stimulation, right?
I'm not enough visual stimulation as I am.
Hold on now.
No.
You get up there, you practice, right? I'm not talking about day one. You start going to the top and sliding all the way down and stopping before you hit the floor and all this other kind of stuff. I'm just talking about practicing, right? Get your strength up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting on a pole. I don't know who that was. It has to be somebody in my family because they use my nickname. So it's somebody in my family.
Right. If I get on the pole, you got to get on the pole.
Hold on. We're not talking about me. We're talking about getting your spouse's buy-in to sexual things. And so,
oh God,
right, you get on the pole, you practice, right?
Well, I thought
You
I
get
thought
your
it was I thought
confidence.
it was exercise. I didn't think it
You
was a.
practice. It is exercise. It's great
You said
exercise.
sexual things.
That comes later.
Mm.
The exercise, right? Because
Ain't nobody doing
you have
that.
to be very strong to, pull your body weight up, right? Oh, okay. What up is? What up is? um,
Thanks for watching, y'all.
so you have to get your exercise, right? You get strong, and then you get on the pole, you do your thing, right? Nobody said nothing about being naked. Naked, NEKKID. Nobody said nothing about that.
Mm.
Okay. We just said this is a thing that you can bring in. It's a safe space because it's just us, right? We in there, get your exercise. I get the visual, and I'm sure that during the process of all this, because of how I respond to you, that's going to make you feel empowered and confident as a woman and feel
I already
strong.
feel empowered
You know
and
what I'm
confident
saying?
as a woman. I don't need a pole.
Stronger, right?
Mm-mm.
And
I can lift
getting that response
I lift
from me when I
weights.
see you like that, you know what I'm saying? You put some music on in the background, right? And no one's got to come out. I won't buy one of those little dollar things with a money shootout. I won't do that.
You won't.
Well, maybe. So anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's my one thing that I, would want to do to bring into sexual dealings. But what you talked about earlier about how do you pitch it, right? I tried different ways in my head to figure out how
And
to
how
pitch
has
this
that
to
worked
you.
for you
It
so
hasn't
far?
worked out for me yet,
Yeah.
but I'm not giving up. So to get into how do you get into the sexual dealings, get buy-in, right? Is that um what you want E to do for you that will enhance his confidence. We'll get to that. So
Ah,
you um
yeah, what you gonna do?
we'll talk about that.
What you gonna do?
It's all fair. We can talk about it. So that's the one
Oh,
thing
look at
that
this.
I've pitched. What's the matter?
I'm being a square.
Oh, that I've pitched to you in terms of there's been other things too, but I think most importantly, your spouse has to feel safe. Whatever it is that you want to do or you want to introduce, your spouse has to be safe and feel comfortable in that
Yes.
situation. And then you have to build it up slowly, right? You don't just try to run in there and just do something out the blue without having those discussions about what you want to do, but also why you want to do it, right?
Yes. So and then there's that thing where, you're in a marriage and then all of a sudden it's like all that time that you took or that delicate approach that you took before and during the dating and courting times, it's like it goes out the window. It's like all of a
Mhm.
sudden like there's ownership,
Mhm.
So don't just, creep up in the bedroom trying something new because you might get punched in the face. But
I mean, how do you How you introduce it? Taking a class together, becoming familiar and enjoying each other, and getting to the home. Because taking a class together, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
we in a pandemic. Ain't nobody taking no class.
No, you can take a virtual class. You can take a virtual class. I was reading. That's a true story. I was reading a story, and you're looking at me crazy. I was reading a story about. Of course, we're in a pandemic. They're not doing it now, but women were getting together, and they were, you know, getting strength, inner strength through showing their physical strength, being on the pole in classes together.
Yeah, I
They'd
get it.
they'd sit around and talk about
I
the
can
things
do
that
that in the
happened to them
gym.
and
I
stuff
can do
like
that
that.
with
Right,
weights.
right. But we could have um virtual everything. Exactly. There's YouTube out there that you can get, right, that you can see how to work the pole. I don't want to say work the pole, but you know what I mean.
Mm,
I don't even have to be there. You can just practice when I'm not around. And they have very good poles that you can get that are very secure.
right.
What? I don't know why you're looking at me that way. This is real stuff. You don't think people do it? People do it.
I'm sure
People
people
have poles in
do.
their house.
I'm sure people do. Do
Yeah.
I need a pole?
It's not that you need the pole, right? It's just something to introduce into the relationship that we can have some fun with.
I need for you to get on the pole first.
Wait a minute now. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I mean, you ever seen male strippers?
Mm.
Have you ever seen? You ever been to a
Yes.
strip? So like
a long,
what they used to call
long
it?
time ago.
What did they used to call it?
Chippendale.
Chippendales. Okay. Was there a pole involved?
No.
Exactly. So.
That's not fair.
Listen,
You
I
don't
didn't.
need to get on
I
the
didn't
pole
decide
and
that.
fall.
I didn't decide this
Okay.
how
But
it
it's okay
is.
for
This
me
is
to
how
get
it-
on the pole and fall.
Who said anything about falling?
No.
I'll get the bubbles that come in packages when you order them. I'll just get a bunch of the bubbles.
Oh, the peanuts, little foamy.
Yeah. I'll put a bunch of that
Oh,
around
hell no.
around the bottom of the pole. So if you slip
Y'all see what I got to deal with?
I'll be downstairs watching TV all this pop 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 pop. I'm like, oh, she up there practicing again. She up there practicing on the pole again.
So this is men dancers use chairs.
Yes, they do not use poles. That's correct. That is correct.
We got all these chairs in here.
I mean, if you came to me and you asked me, you say, "Hey, babe, this is what I'd like to try." Doesn't mean we're going to keep doing it, but how do you feel about this? I think.
So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been sitting here for how long talking about the pole, and I think I've already stressed that that's not a thing for me, right? So
okay, so
where do you go from there when you bring up sexual dealings and the partner's like, I don't think that's for me. Do you continue to press?
Okay.
Go ahead and buy the pole and install it and be like, see? No. No, you don't do that.
I told you I got a delivery coming tonight. I'm waiting for USPS to show up tonight.
The postal service or UPS?
Sorry, UPS. Oh. Maybe you were asking me earlier what I was waiting on, what I ordered, and I didn't tell you.
It's been delayed.
Just saying. So, what would be?
No, seriously, it has been delayed though.
So what is your view then on a way that it could be introduced? I'm using the pole as an example. Let's say it wasn't that. Let's say it'd be something else. How would you want that explained to you?
Well, I think that you would just have a conversation. Everything's about communication, really. Mm-hmm. Maybe say, hey, so what's your fantasy? Mm-hmm. What is your, do you have any fantasies? You mean be open and honest. Mm-hmm. Are there things that in the bedroom that you haven't tried yet that you want to try? You just kind of gauge. You have to just like promise each other that you won't like be judgy about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you can be like, you could be scared because, man, if I say this and maybe he thinks he's going to think something of me if I suggest this.
Do you think it can work the opposite way too? What I mean by that is you ask me for something or I ask you for something and you say no. Do you think that your spouse could feel a kind of way about that, like rejected or, oh, this is what I need or this is what I would like. You're my wife or you're my husband. Why can't you do this thing for me?
Well, see, the thing is that one person doesn't feel comfortable with it. It should just be an all stop. It shouldn't be a pressure point or you're my husband, so you should want to do this for me, because then that goes with everything then. So if it's like, oh, I want to bring another man in and you like, nah, I'm not cool with that.
Hey, wait a minute. I would
be like, well, if you my husband,
hold on now. Nobody was talking about a third person. You should
be able to want to do anything.
No one was talking about a third person.
I'm not saying that is actually a thing that I want to do. I'm saying
we're gonna have a whole conversation after this.
That if I brought it to the table, you would be like, what?
So you walking around here thinking you want another man?
No.
Oh.
I'm saying that's a scenario where one person may be like, no, that's a nah.
That's a no-go.
That's a no-go, right? Okay. And it could be with anything. Mm-hmm. It could be with anything. And if that person is just like, nah, that's not cool with me, then you have to respect it.
Mm. So if,
So let's see, when
of
it
course,
comes
there's
to
a line
marriage.
you have to agree not to cross. No, she doesn't. I miss. I'm not sure. Let's see. So, um, so I come to you and I say, hey, babe, this is what I'd like to do. Introduce slowly, right? And it's not an all stop. Okay, maybe whatever that thing was, it's an all stop. But I bring another idea to you, and you consider it.
Yeah, but then that's still not permission to keep
Mm-hmm.
pressing on it. Like if it's
Mm-hmm.
like, maybe I'll think about it. Let me think about it.
So you don't think persistence is good in this situation?
No, because it comes off as disrespectful, and
Okay.
where there's there's boundaries that you just don't
Mm-hmm.
cross.
Okay.
So if you ask for something and it's like that's not happening,
Mm-hmm.
then you don't need to approach that again, because then it's like you don't care, then you're not considering how I feel.
I'm not dancing. I don't know who said that. No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I don't have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with that.
With
So,
dancing.
no, so you don't want the pole. Okay, that's fine. But if you were to come to me and say, "Babe, this is what I'd like you to do," right? Do this thing, for me, right? Now, first of all, the first thing I'm gonna do is ask you what your timeline is on this.
Why does it always have to be a time?
No, no, no. So what I
What do
mean
you
by,
mean? What I'm asking you?
so let's say you wanted me, like the comment said about the men use the chairs the Chippendales, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say, and you come to me and you say, hey, I'd like you to do that. I want you to put on a show for me, right? And I'd say, okay, when do you want this show? Because I got to get my body right. Okay. I ain't,
So he has to
I,
practice.
I ain't seen, I didn't see Magic Mike 1 or 2, but I saw the posters and stuff that, their bodies was right. So I'd have to get my body a little tight because I
So
can't be.
you need like a year or two
Yeah,
to get
no,
right.
no, I don't need a year. What you trying to say?
No, because you're trying to get like Magic Mike.
No, no, no,
Look,
no. I'm not saying I'm trying to get like that. I'm saying I got to just tighten it up, right? Because I want to be able to present to you,
a good
right,
product.
a good product. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I got to get back to, I mean, we exercise, right? But, I'd have to.
No, she don't. She loves you regardless. Don't tell him those lies.
No, no, no. I'm
just
not going
kidding.
to I'm not going to be dancing around no chair not completely dressed without my body right.
With your damn bod.
No, no, no. I'm not doing that. Okay. I'm gonna go hard and
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
do it
get
with
my
his
body right.
corn 15.
Yeah, we're in the Rona right now. I got to get rid of the COVID-15. You know what I'm saying? I got to get that off me before I do the chair situation because I want to make sure that um because this is what you're asking me for, that I make sure I present the best thing that I can for you. You know what I'm saying? Where's real love at? I think this is Izzy. I think it's the same
Yeah,
person, right?
or Gail, I think.
I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure who it is. I think it's
Yeah.
but so to answer that question about where's real love at, right? Is that it's all wrapped up in that. Okay. All these things that we're talking about, all these things that we might ask of our spouses is wrapped up within the love. Okay. It's one thing that we always talk about. It's one thing we always try to make sure we're clear about when we're talking to each other, is that everything starts with the love,
Yes.
right? The way we talk to each other, the things that we ask of each other, the way we handle each other, and the words that we use each other. We always use the basis of love first to kind of direct us
Well, now we do.
where we
We
go.
didn't always.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
It took
We
time
didn't
to get. It
always.
took time to get there because maybe 10 years ago, if I had brought up the pole thing, I'd have been mad, right? If I'd asked you about the pole and you'd said no, I might have been in my feelings about that for a little
Why
while.
not? Well, why not?
Right.
Why not?
I'd
Why
kept
not?
asking
You
you
my
over
wife.
and over
You
again.
my wife. Why not?
Exactly.
Because I don't want to be on a pole.
But as we've tried to get better and grow in the relationship, we had to have a basis of where we wanted to start from, right? And it was love is first, and then respect after that, right? Is what we try to do. Doesn't mean we always accomplish it, but that's where we try
Yeah.
to base the way we deal with each other um, off of. You know what I mean? Because it's important to have that. You got to have that base, right, of the love and the respect, because then in any situation, in any topic, because then you start going down this road of what I say should be, whether it's
Right.
you or me,
Right.
right? This is how I feel about this thing, and this is the way it should be, right? And then sometimes I was guilty of it in the past. Oh, if you love me, you would do this thing for me. You know what I'm saying? You
Selfish.
try to guilt, right? If you love
Selfish.
me the way that you say you do, and this is the thing that I want, then why won't you do it? You know what I'm saying? And that's unfair. It might sound good in the moment to say it, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not exactly fair to the other person to say it, right? And then also to be walking around thinking and feeling that way, passing each other in the house, giving each other the side eye because I asked you for something and you didn't do it, so now I'm mad. I do. I still kind of do that now, don't
A little bit.
I? Yeah, I still kind of do that now.
But then also, I just sometimes just have to be all right with you just being upset, really.
That's true.
Because like because there's that. I mean, I know for us women, sometimes we fall into that. Oh, and he's upset about it, so let me try to make him feel better. Let me
Mm-hmm.
then give in. Um, when it's like, don't give in because he's upset. Just be okay with him being upset with it.
Right.
And then so that he can then in turn, hopefully, you know, stop being upset all the time when you don't get your way, little crybaby. And and so you can have a conversation, a discussion about it, and communicate.
Yep, I
I
can be
mean,
that.
always like think about the other person,
Mm.
because there's been times where I've been like, this is doesn't necessarily mean like money issues or sexual dealings, but where I've just been like immediately no,
Mm. Mm.
because sometimes you just be in that I just want to push back mood,
Right.
right? And oh, he's asking for something, and I might be mad at you for whatever reason that I haven't yet discussed, and then take it out on a separate topic and just be like, no, but then consider later. You know what? I can
Right.
meet you in the middle. But lucky for you, I'm pretty flexible.
Right. And I'm guilty of being too trapped in the now, where I asked you for something and you said no.
Hmm.
So I'm upset about it.
Yeah,
Right.
I like this right here. Disappointment is normal.
That's true.
And that's good right there, because I think sometimes people get caught up in disappointment taking it as rejection
Hmm.
when it has nothing to do, like the whole poll thing. I'm just like, that's not really my thing. I don't necessarily need that. So
I'm very, very disappointed. Just so y'all know. I'm so, oh my
I'm
gosh. I'm
saying,
so disappointed, by the way.
but it has nothing to do with him. It's just not my thing, So don't take it
I'm
personally.
so disappointed.
You want a poll, you get on a poll. Okay.
But I'm very disappointed. But do you think harder about something you're not comfortable with if he's always going above and beyond for you? I think that's
Ooh.
a question for you.
Yes. So there's a certain point of where I consider my reasoning behind why I don't want to do it. So, like the poll thing, I might think a little bit more about it. If he brings it up again, that's probably going to just push me further and further away. But let's say, so he planted the seed in my head, oh, he would like for me to do that. And then if one day, if I'm like, what else can I do in my workout regimen, that can just spice things up a little bit. And then I get a poll ad, see a poll ad in my feed. Then I'm like, maybe I might, that might be a good little. It's too late for Valentine's Day. Ain't gonna get here soon enough.
Hey,
The mail,
overnight shipping.
the mail ain't working right. Um,
Overnight shipping.
so
It'll
maybe
be here
like
tomorrow.
anniversary type of thing. But I don't think that it would have to be a rental kind of thing, because I don't think that I would put regular use to it. It would just have to be for a special occasion kind of thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, if he's going above and beyond, which he normally does, And the more you do that, and that's another thing. If there's some type of resentment in the relationship where one feels like, hey, I'm doing more than the other, then you're probably not going to get that feedback that you're looking for.
What does that say?
Who said that?
I think it's still the same person.
I'm getting wax stripes right now.
So at the end of the live, we'll let you know what to do so you can.
Oh my god! Maybe start with lap dances.
Yeah, we'll let you know what to do
guys,
so your
how do you not know?
so your name can show up when you comment, so we know who it is, without having to ask. So that's what I figured. So about the going above and beyond. So a piece of that is whichever person is the man or the woman, if you feel that you go above and beyond, that doesn't necessarily entitle you to anything.
Right.
In your mind, you feel like it entitles you to stuff.
Because y'all dudes be doing
right?
that. Y'all
it
dudes
feels
like, I'm
like
do these dishes and I'm
I
do
do all this stuff.
Getting some tappy tap tap.
I do all this stuff for you. I don't say nothing about it, but I do it. So what happens is in my head, and I'm guilty of this too. I'm thinking, oh, so later on, when I tap, then it should be an easy yes.
Y'all do know that we know that, right? We know when you're doing something in hopes of getting something.
What do you mean, like the dishes?
Whatever.
Okay. You don't be knowing.
The men love to be rewarded.
We do like to be rewarded.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's an easy way to reward us. I'm just saying. So, if I'm doing the dishes, okay, let's talk about this. Because, I have to do things to help around the house too. I can't just be here and not helping out, right? So, if I'm doing the dishes on a Tuesday night, I'm just doing the dishes on a Tuesday night. But if I'm doing the dishes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, by Saturday, when it's nighttime and I go to request something of you, I'm going to think to myself, this should be easy because I've been being a partner and helping out with things and taking things off your plate. So, as a reward
do you understand
for my good job,
that is so flicted.
It is flicted. It's absolutely flawed. I completely agree with you.
The same. Because we do all the things. Come on, ladies. Where my ladies at? We do all the things.
I do not disagree.
If we were like, you supposed to give me everything that I asked for based on everything that I do.
I completely agree with you that it may be flawed. The point is, doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Flawed?
It may be a little flawed. But okay, but let's flip it, right? And as a woman, you have expectations in the marriage too, right? That it may not be at the front of your mind, but let's flip it. If I'm doing those things and you giving me, right? You giving me the love.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on.
We gotta
wait. What's it saying? What we got?
Men love to get rewarded for stuff they should be doing anyway.
What stuff?
Talking about the basics.
Okay.
I'm saying, right? So y'all can't be doing the basics and then be wanting like gold charms and medallions and awards and accolades for some basic stuff.
So, you remember when you were younger?
I wash my own drawers, so
remember?
I need a BJ.
You remember when you were younger, right? And you used to do good on tests and stuff like that, or you used to do stuff in the classroom, right? The other kids that would do stuff, and there was a board, and it had the names on it, and the teacher would put a star or a smiley, the gold smiley face or something next to your name, right? Because you were doing good in class and helping out in the class, right? You remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so
it was to reward good behavior and knowing that was acceptable, and that's where you were going. So
I need
grown ass dude.
I need my gold star. I need my gold star.
Oh my god!
I'm telling you, I need my smiley face and my gold star.
No.
Oh, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Mm-mm.
Give it to me, please.
Okay, so it has
Give
to
me
be
my gold
accepted so the
star.
relationship goes well on both sides. Yes. So it's for us, it's a kind of even give and take. It kind of ebbs and flows. Sometimes our roles change. Um exactly. Household chores
I want my gold star.
do not equal gold stars. Oh
I
my god.
want my gold star. And I'm
Nah.
not. I'm not talking about chores necessarily
Yes, you
around the
are.
house. No, no. The comment is about the chores, but I'm not necessarily
Hmm.
referring to getting my gold star because of
If
a
I pick up my
chore.
socks off the floor in a
Mhm.
timely manner to which she approves, I expect something in return. That's what it is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Listen, yes, I'm a
No
whole.
gold stars.
Yes, I'm a whole grown man. But you remember how you felt when you was a kid and you come into the classroom and there was a star next to your name? How
I'm gonna
good
go
you
get some
felt.
stickers.
You
I'm
remember
gonna,
that?
I'm gonna go to the
And there
store
was a
and get some
sticker next to your
stickers. I'm
name,
ordering off of Amazon
right?
tonight.
And
Goals. So you get a gold star whenever
and
you get something. I'm gonna put it on your shirt.
remember how good you felt, especially if there was a person in the class that you ain't like and they ain't never got no stars, and you be like, I got all the stars and all the smiley faces. Well, I need my gold stars and smiley
I'm gonna
faces.
get you some stickers for
What?
real. So as a man, if I'm constantly taking responsibility off your plate, then please, okay. Vice versa. That isn't hard. If communicated, both parties will be happy.
True
Yes,
story.
that is true. That is
Yeah.
true. And that's the main thing.
Not the socks. I leave for I leave my socks on the floor a lot.
Yes, he does.
So
So if he doesn't leave them on the floor and he's mindful about picking them up, he's gonna want a gold star.
not for the socks. Maybe for something else, but not the socks.
But you're right. Yes. It takes both people, and once one feels like they're doing more than the other, and it's not being talked about or discussed, then that usually tends to become a problem that just kind of escalates and snowballs, and then
Right.
you know, then you're gonna be looking at him like I'm asking you for no more, no more.
Oh, put that up. Put that up. Back rubs and foot rubs for the same amount of time you were. Oh, I give plenty of back
Mm.
rubs and foot rubs. Yeah. Quiet as a church mouse now, ain't you? Look at you. Quiet as a mug. Look at it, y'all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Fix
got a
yourself.
phone call.
Fix yourself.
Hello.
Uh-huh. Fix yourself up, because you know what it is. Listen, I give plenty of back rubs and foot rubs around
I have
here.
arthritis.
Yeah. Okay. I give plenty of that.
You
So
do.
I'm very attentive, right? I don't just walk around
You who?
thinking that you should just
Uh-uh.
please
Who's
me.
attentive?
I am. I don't just walk around the house thinking you should just please me because I exist in this house and I'm the husband. So you should just do whatever it is I beckon, right? I just wave my hand and poof.
Come, woman.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that at
Sometimes
all.
you give off that energy though.
Really? Lately?
Not so much lately, but there's been times in the past where you've given off that come hither and this is what's supposed to be done.
Wait, you mean upstairs or downstairs?
Expectations.
Upstairs or downstairs?
What are you talking about?
The come hither part, upstairs or downstairs?
All the way. All the way where you just like, I am man, you are woman.
Um, not so much anymore, I don't think.
Like caveman mentality. But if dinner is ready and he cleans up afterwards, good stars should come out adult version.
That's right. That's right. Have you, fellas, have you ever heard this from your lady? I'm tired.
Yeah.
Right?
Go
Now,
sleep.
Now, I'm not talking about I'm tired when you're tapping. I'm just talking about in general, right? Married, you got kids or whatever the situation is, things that need to be done around the house, or if you're working from home, you're on the computer all day. That stuff can make you tired too,
Mm-hmm.
even though you're not physically going anyplace, right? And so, as men, right, knowing we might want a gold star later, right? Say, okay, what can I take off your plate to allow you the space mentally?
If I'm already tired, I'm not gonna feel like it.
It doesn't mean it has to be that day, but to allow you the space to free up your mental so we can get the physical, right? And so if dinner is ready and he cleans up afterwards, right? So now you worked all day or whatever it was you were doing. Now you don't have to worry about that. I done took care of it. Right. Now I might be tired too, but I'm not gonna be that tired.
Good. You
So
guys can do it anytime. You
so
guys can have the
later
flu.
on,
You guys can
right?
have COVID and still want to do it.
So later on, right? I'm like, hey babe, how you feeling? You tired? Okay. So it's Tuesday. I'm gonna let you slide with it with Tuesday, right? And then it's Wednesday. Hey babe, how you feeling? Oh, I'm tired. I just do it all. She'll jump all over you. I want to know who said that because that's not true. Please,
Consistency is
please tell
key.
me who
You
said
guys
that
got to be
because that's not true.
consistent. Because if you do something with the hopes of getting like something in return, then that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna
Mm.
and we know that we can sense it. Oh,
Yeah,
he's just doing this because this he wants some later,
yeah, but
especially
so
if
what? It could be a game. Now, I don't
you
want to
know it
act.
could be a
I don't
game.
want to act like there's not opposite, where it's not the woman that's always ready, right? Always ready to go and stuff like that. It's not just the men. There's women that you know need loving and
Yeah,
special
have a high
attention and gold
libido.
stars, more so than men.
Yeah,
And maybe the man was out working all day and stuff. He's coming home and he's tired and he's just not feeling like it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So even if one or the other person is doing it all, and then I'll jump all over you, whatever, right? Maybe sometimes, but I don't know if that's gonna work all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because if I think like that, then you'll never be left alone.
Mm.
Because I'm very is persistent the right word? I'm very tap tappy, and so my cousins. If you listen to the podcast, right, you if you go back and download some of the podcasts, you'll hear tap tap tap
Yeah,
in the
tappy tap
podcast
tap.
because I'm a tapper, right? I'm sure I'm not by myself. It could be 2:30 in the morning. It makes no difference. If I'm awake, I'm gonna check and see if you're awake, and I'm like, hey,
Tappy tap tap.
tappy tap tap, right? And I'm gauging, your response to that, right? And so, I just happen to be one of those people that's very, um, I don't know, is sexual the right word?
I wouldn't say sexual.
Yeah, I'm not that,
I
but
would just that's your expression
yes, I'm,
of
I'm,
of
I'm, I'm
love.
always, I'm always on.
But then
You
but
know what I'm
then
saying?
let's explore that a little bit where one's expressions like for him he's super touchy feely.
Mm,
That's
I
how
am.
he shows that's his love language. That's how he expresses his love. I'm more of words of affirmation, talking, telling me what you think and feel, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Did you just roll your eyes at me?
No, I did not.
Oh, um,
No, I was trying to look at the
oh,
comments.
so so there's that balance. So he
Mhm,
has to show his way, and then also I've expressed to you my way of receiving it.
mhm.
So there has to be a good balance, because if you're just showing expression your way and not listening to your spouse and sending love in the way that they receive it, then it can go missed. And so then
That's
you're
true.
talking about um imbalance, and then what happens? Then you trying to tappy tap tap and she's like, no, 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 no.
Right,
So
that's true. I'll
yeah.
give you that. And it sometimes takes a while to get that out, right? So that each of us understands how the other one works. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I said to someone, I can't remember who I was talking to, one of my friends, I said, you have to get to know your spouse.
Yes.
And he didn't really understand what I was saying. He was like, well, it's a pandemic. We've been together every day. I know everything. And I said, well, I mean, maybe, right? But I would
No,
imagine
you don't
that
know
you don't know
everything.
everything.
There's no
You know
way.
what I'm saying? It just because you're not talking about everything and dealing with everything every day.
Right.
And there's nuance and old feelings and old traumas and all these other kinds of things that have happened that affect how your spouse presents themselves
Mm-hmm.
to you and to the world, and you have to figure these things out and you have to learn them. That's just the way that it goes. You know what I
And
mean?
it's
You're not
learning through communication too. It's
right.
not just like looking at them, deducing from,
Right, right,
you
right.
know, lack of words or just because there's just no way.
And I didn't, this whole love language thing, I remember when we first talked about it and you wanted me to take the test, and I was like, I am not taking no love language test.
Why not?
I was like, what is this? Right. And so I did it begrudgingly, but I did it. And, it gives you this thing that says, oh, you love this way or you love that way or whatever.
And how does that make you feel?
Well, it wasn't accurate all the way. It wasn't 100% accurate.
No, it was.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yes.
Maybe for you, but not for me.
No, for you it was.
I don't remember that.
Yes, your top ones was the quality time and the touchy feely. So.
I don't think it was 100% accurate. No, it wasn't.
I recommend you guys go look up the quiz, take the quiz, and at least ponder it and consider it.
Yes. So I don't walk around talking about, oh, babe, this is my love language. That's not what I do. Okay.
No, but it's just a description. It basically explores what your love language is, because I wasn't aware until I took the test, and I was like, yeah, I actually do like to be, words of affirmation. I always say to you, like, you don't, like, how's the whatever I made? Is it good? Does it taste good?
Oh, you mean when you cook dinner and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. Is it good? You like it? Whatever. That's a thing for me. I don't know why it is. It just is.
Right. And I'm not very wordy. I don't talk a lot normally during the day. I'm just not. I don't chit chat very much. That's not a thing that I do. Right. And so sometimes that comes off to you as if I'm holding something back, or I'm thinking something, at least you've created in your mind, that I'm thinking something that I'm not thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when you don't talk, I've been so guilty of it. Yeah, but when you don't talk, then I fill in the blanks for you, and it's not. It's not for your benefit.
Right.
All right. So it's supposed to be that way. Easy said, but here, I'll just post it up.
Yeah.
There's a real sense of him genuinely wanting to help his queen or fill what she needs. Gold star should come out, and even if there's an underlying thing, secret reward. Oh, so. Yep.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Give me my gold stars. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Give me my gold star. That's gonna be the theme all week, just so you know.
I'm for real gonna go on Amazon and get you a bunch of stickers. That's
listen,
good job.
You can order them through Prime, and they'll be here tomorrow.
Awesome work.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But can you give me the sticker after?
What?
Can you give me the sticker after?
No, you're just getting a sticker.
No. I want the sticker after.
Gold star. Like
no,
those little ones that used to be all shiny foily kind.
No, but I don't mind getting the star after I do the work.
Oh, after you wash the dishes? Or
I'm not talking about doing the dishes. I'm saying after I do the work, then you can give me a gold star. You can say, good job, babe. Thank you. And then I can just stand over you with the stickers on.
Selfish.
You can just put the stickers on me, and I'll just stand over you with the stickers. You know what I'm saying?
See?
That you can work on chit-chatting. I am working on that. I promise you. I'm just... The way I've started with working on that is putting my phone down. And so we all get trapped in that, right? We have our phones and we're on social media or the news or whatever. The other person is talking and you're listening, but you're not really listening, that kind of thing. So I've made the decision I'm going to put my phone down when you start talking. So that way I can pay attention more to what you're talking about and engage in the conversation.
Yep. You've gotten better at it, I can say. I
have. Yeah. You have to put forth first and lead by example, so she'll follow. I do that. I do put forth example, just not in the way that she wants me to. It says you have to put forth first and lead by example, so she'll follow. And I do that, but it's not in the way that you want me to.
Which also further lets us know communication is key.
Because the example I'm trying to lead is going to lead to something else. So
that's all you think about.
Not all the time. I think about so many other things besides that. You just don't know. My mind is constantly going about other things. No, it is for real. You think I only... No, this is the truth. You think... And women maybe only think that men only think about sex, right? I do spend time thinking about that, But I also have other things that are going through my head during the day, work, bills, responsibilities, things like that. I'm thinking about all those other things. I just don't necessarily verbalize them
Mm-hmm.
that the way you do, but I'm constantly thinking about all that stuff. But after the work is done, right? After the responsibilities are taken care of, it's time to put my focus on thinking about other things. And you know what? Yes, I claim it. But in well, go ahead, put it up there. Um, so let me explain something right now, right? All of this that I'm talking about is because of the attraction that I have for my wife, right? I think that you're amazing and beautiful, right?
Thank you.
So that is what actually fuels the attraction, right? Is that because I like you? Number one, because some people
Some
in
people don't like each
marriages and
other.
relationships
That's
and don't like
true.
each other, okay? But I like you at first, right? And then all the other things that we've been through and gone through and the things we continue to build upon and go through from day to day, right? All takes its space, right? And how I feel about you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how I feel about you and how I view you fuels the attraction, which then leads to, if I'm not doing anything else, I want to be on you all the time.
That's your hobby.
That's my hobby. I don't have a hobby. That's true. You're my hobby. I want to be on you all the time.
I
But
know
it's not
this.
because I'm horny all the time or anything like that. I wouldn't use that word to describe it. It's partly true, but I wouldn't use that word to describe it. It's that after I've freed up myself from thinking about other things, then my attention turns to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, however way I can turn my attention to you and be on you and be close to you and talk to you and hold you and all these kinds of things, that's when that stuff comes out.
I think my brain is just too busy. Like
It
it's not.
probably
Yeah.
is. It probably is.
I have to allow time for myself.
Mm,
And that's generally, what women get lost. They get lost in being, mothers and being wives, and they don't
mhm.
really tend to themselves. And so I've been
Mhm.
guilty of that myself.
Right.
So, because then if you're not an individual, then you go and try to make love to your husband as a mother. That's not
Mm.
sexy.
I don't. No, it's not.
At least it's not for me,
No.
because I don't want to be caretaker in that
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. I don't. I don't need. I don't want mommy in here. I want wife in here. You
Right.
know what I'm
So,
saying?
well, I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah, but I also have to be the individual,
Right.
and I have to have that individual mind space
Right.
in order to
Because
make that
I don't
happen.
want you to be thinking about all the other things you think you need to do or have to handle,
Which I do.
which you do, while we're about to be giving out gold stars. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be strictly focused on us.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself, right?
Right.
Which leads to a greater interaction between us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, in order to kind of circle back to the topic at hand, number one, communication, and definitely have a conversation, talk about it. And then exploring the sexual dealings, making sure that if it's not something that's a big no, then, then that the time is taken to explore and to get down to the root of things, because it could be something that's not related
Mm,
to sex. For a reason, a person might be withholding or not be into it because there's some resentment there
mm,
and from whatever. So it's just conversation.
What was that? Even if he pulls out all the stops for this. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
That's funny. So we'll put that on there.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. For sure. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Um, but essentially, we just want to make sure that
Oh,
oh,
answer, man.
you have to
Oh,
answer.
oh, okay. Well, hey to who just said, hey, we can't see your name.
You have to
There.
answer. Now you're in
What
the
if he
hot
pulls out
seat.
all the stops for the session? Um, I'm not that difficult.
Hmm.
Usually it doesn't I don't really require a lot. I think the thing is that we've been in phases we've been in phases where in our relationship where we've been in points of resentment where either I have had some resentment in my heart for him and some goings ons and vice versa. So sometimes what that does is it creates a mindset of when your spouse comes to you and you're not really trying to listen because if especially if they're asking for something. So there's been those times, but for the most part, it's a constant work, but he gets his gold stars. Don't let him fool you over here talking smack. He gets his gold stars and he gets his accolades whenever he pulls out all the stops for the session.
You best give me accolades because I'm gonna be standing there waiting on it. I'm gonna be standing there waiting on it. You know this.
But I'm also a little selfish in that area because I'm so giving, you know, uh, throughout the day and taking care of everyone. So you know, that's my selfish mode. So and he knows this. So
I need my accolades.
But you benefit
quick.
from my selfishness though.
Sometimes.
No, it's almost like an arrogance that for me anyway.
I need my accolades kind of immediately.
You want verbal accolades?
I need verbal and my accolades pretty fast, right? Like because I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna wait. Yeah. You know this. I've done
This
it.
is news for me. I didn't know you required like
Yeah. Oh, we
awesome job.
Yeah. I mean, you ain't gotta say it like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Good work.
I mean,
No, but I'm saying like I think in those situations that where the experience and the response in the experience is shown and that's the accolade instead of
right. Oh,
just coming
yeah,
out and
definitely.
saying
No, I need you to say it too. Yeah, I need you to tell me too. I'm a no, right? I'm a no. But I need you to also be like, dang, baby. Yeah. Yeah.
oh, you needy.
What? Whatever. Whatever. Well,
Let's see.
one of my cousins just dropped in. What's going on? Welcome to our live.
Oh, thanks for saying we're cute. Look.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks.
So I'm sorry that you dropped in so late. You know what I mean. But you can always go back and check out the whole thing.
Baby, you're the best. We'll do, I'm sure. So you're the best.
Yeah, that works for me.
Awesome.
Even if it's a lie, it works for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm easily satisfied. That's for sure. I'm very easily satisfied. But you think I'm complicated, but I'm very easily satisfied.
You're very mysterious because you're a man of few words.
There might be some truth to that. Yeah. So, to bring this all together, you know what I'm saying, wrap this thing up, get y'all out of here so you can
enjoy your Friday.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend and Friday night. You know what I mean? It's like I said earlier, right? Communication, right?
Yep. Transparency.
Conversation, comprehension. You know what I mean? Have those talks with your spouse. Be out in the open. Just put everything out there. You know what I mean? Now, try not to talk when you're angry, though. When you're already in your feelings about it, because sometimes the other person's not going to listen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Try to have those conversations when
you got to be able to.
You're just chilling. When you're sitting down, having coffee in the morning or something like that. Just talk about it then. Or if you're, walking around the house, cleaning up or listening to music or whatever, just have those talks. You know what I mean? And be open with each other and talk to each other. And, because it's not easy, right? Nothing is easy in relationships. Things can be going smooth for days and days. And then for whatever reason, I might be thinking this or you might be thinking
You
that.
be tired. You could be
Right.
tired.
And we end up fussing about something that we didn't
Yeah.
need to be fussing about at all.
Yep.
Right. And it could be simple as, oh, you said this thing to me and I didn't take it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And as simple as, oh, you know what? You're right. I didn't mean it for it to come off that way.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you can talk about it and, keep going.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
show each other grace.
That's for sure.
Grace, and try not to get caught up in your own feelings because it's so. What's the word I use? Temporary.
Yeah, for real.
Yes.
For real. So thank you guys so much for
watching,
jumping on to our
guys.
first live long podcast. We appreciate that, everyone jumping in. Babe, would you tell everyone where they can find us?
Yes, you're going to find us on Instagram, Facebook, which you already know because you're here, at Gonna Have Words. And then you can email us at gonnahavewords@gmail.com. And also, I will post a link on the page and in the group where you can find us on YouTube. This is also streaming live right now on there.
That's right.
But, it'll be available if you missed it. If you missed part of the show, you'll be able to go back and see the rerun of it. All right.
Oh, you're going to let everyone know how to show their names when we're in the live so we can know who it is?
Oh, yeah. So going forward, if you're on with us live and you would like for your name to show up whenever you post a comment, you have to give StreamYard permission to basically show us your name. So otherwise, we won't know who's saying the comment. And if you want us to shout you out, then say, hey.
And we will do that. You jump in here, we will shout you out.
Also go to the page and head to the page or the page of the group and let us know some topics you want to talk about. So we're open to your questions and whatnot. So thanks again for watching, you guys. We appreciate you.
And to my homeboy Gomez, he has a topic that's going to be on the next one. I didn't forget about you. You know what I mean? We're definitely going to talk about that, what you suggested to me before. Please, anything you want to talk about, nothing is off limits.
Nothing taboo.
Nothing is taboo. Nothing is off limits. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll bring it out and we'll give our own
conversation started. Yeah.
Right. We'll give our own experiences and things that we've dealt with and how we've gotten past them and things like that. You know what I mean? Because,
we've been through it.
We've been through it. Some stuff. We've been through some stuff for real. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your friends and your family and spend that time. And y'all take care.
All right. You guys be good.